We did it. I'm already funny and I haven't done anything
You're
yet.
hilarious.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
We made it.
Yeah.
Y'all hump day.
I got
He's got.
Is it okay to have tequila for breakfast?
It sure is. I don't know. I mean, I'm not your mother, so
5 o'clock somewhere.
you're a fully formed adult.
Yeah.
I think if you choose tequila and tequila chose you,
I'm a grown-ass man.
we're just rocking the vibes here at Ye Old Caputo's. Welcome to our tiny corner of the internet. It is time that we talk about, I think, the most important cheese that we have here at Caputo's. It is barely legal. It is, I think, the crown jewel of our caves. Barely Legal comes to us from Randy Ramsley and his lovely little goat ladies. It's aged for 60 days because it legally has to be aged for 60 days. Because a couple people died in the 50s that we think maybe died from raw milk cheese, but we can't prove that, and you have more of a chance of getting all those terrible diseases from shelf-stable pastries and lettuce. But here we are. This is where this country draws the line. So when this cheese is aged for 60 days and is just barely, but 100% legal, she gets released for sale to you. And that is worthy of celebration in and of itself. We talk about terroir with wine and with spirits all the time, and it's finally time to talk about terroir in food. If you've had the opportunity to visit Capitol Reef, which you should, it's the most underrated national park in Utah, according to me. Thank you.
Hell's Backbone Grill.
Oh, we love.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go to Capitol Reef, you should go to Hell's Backbone, and then you should do Grand Staircase. But I'm also not your mother, so you can choose that too. But this tastes like what Capitol Reef smells like. One big whiff in, and I think it transports you immediately to the south of this very beautiful state. It is founded on responsible animal husbandry, treating the animals like family, honoring what they've given us, and making something really beautiful and special and delicious out of it.
It's like you're saying farming's important or something.
Weird. Maybe I am. I absolutely am. Yeah, we will try to push responsible agribusiness as much as we possibly can. It is important to what we do and ultimately to what lands on your table. I think what separates us from the rest of the animal kingdom is our ability to commune around food and drink, and it's where some of my absolute best memories are centered around. And these things create that, and we want that also for you. So take Barely Legal home, pair it with things like this, get your favorite people near to you, and eat and drink and be merry and celebrate Barely Legal season, which is every day that Barely Legal is available for sale, and it is available now, so get thee to thy nearest Caputo's.
Get thee to the cheesery.
The cheesery.
What's the general window of availability on this stuff? Is it sort of come in and out throughout the year, or is it just like one glorious little sunny period during one part of the year?
It totally depends on who's buying it and how much of it they want, but it's primarily founded on when the goats are able to start weaning their babies off of their milk, and Randy has enough milk to begin making cheese. So I would say we probably have Barely Legal starting in early summer, and it'll last after the goats have stopped milking, probably in October-ish. We'll have cheese that'll last hopefully through January or February.
Oh, awesome.
So we've historically been able to build up a bit of an inventory in our caves to hold on to it and keep it available through the holidays, which I think is one of the best times at Barely Legal, because it gives you this kind of nod back to the warmer months. But we never know how long it's going to last. We never know how much milk is going to be produced. We never know what people are going to get excited about. One year it was Mesa Farms, 1 year it was Barely Legal. So it will be here as long as it's here, and there's nothing we can do to bring it back until the goats are ready.
Well, there you have it. So I usually bring wine, but sometimes I don't. I usually opt for high acid wines with goat cheeses, but this one has a pretty extraordinary texture. And it takes me back to earlier this summer when I did a quick day in, day out drive to Hell's Backbone Grill. And Utah has spectacular smells in the desert, particularly that time of year, and so I like keeping the window down because I love smelling the sage and the rosemary and the lavender and all those other marvelous herbs that sort of sit there in the sun and bake all day and get dry. There's a very unique aromatic to the air down there, and when I smashed a piece of this, and turned it into the paste in my mouth, and I was rolling it around, hanging out with it, and breathe out the nose, and then you get a breath of desert, or really fresh desert air, without the smoke, which was really spectacular. So I love this cheese quite a bit. If you can say a cheese is refreshing, this one would be it. And it pairs well with fresh greenery, fresh salads, fresh produce, which you should be in abundance of, thanks to the farmers markets and so on and so forth. And so the wine answer was pretty predictable. Naturally, I should pick a high acid white wine, one with, no treatment, just, sort of transparent see-through, say a Sauvignon Blanc from, say, Saracena or somebody like that, or Colombard from my friend Alex. They're both perfect pairings with that, but I wasn't quite getting the textural satisfaction I wanted when I taste a pear liquid with a solid like this. I wasn't quite getting that sort of melty finesse on the back end of the palate, so I came at it from a different angle, and I thought, I stroked my imaginary evil villain beard, and I said, what else comes from high desert places? And I went, this does. Okay, this is tequila. This is a company called Arette. They've been making tequila since 1909, believe it or not. They were literally making tequila when Pancho Villa was running around Mexico. And it's a family-owned operation ever since, 5 generations in. It's 100% organic, pure agave. There are no additives to this. They didn't use hydrochloric acid to break down the piñas and make them into fermentable sugars. This is extraordinarily good tequila for money, especially because it's only $25 for the liter. If you don't see it in your store, show them this video, ask them to bring it, because the system doesn't work and you need to make the system work for you. So please do that. Anyway, when I paired this with this, it was like candy. It was a perfect pairing. It's okay to pair booze and cheese. I think this is a shining example of what to do with your Saturday afternoon, which is what I did, because I usually have this sort of Thunderdome experiment with my cutting board at home where I've got like 9 things open and I'm eating, and I usually have to throw down some Metamucil in the middle of this just because I know that much cheese isn't necessarily that good for you. But this was a spectacular experiment, and I was very happy with how it turned out. And yes, once again, I don't mind a little tequila for breakfast.
Choose your own adventure.
Back to you, Bob.
Thank you. We love you a lot. We love this cheese a lot. Have a great week, and we will be back with more shenanigans another day. Bye.
Cheers.